He rides in fast with a mic in hand, boots on the ground, he's taking a stand. Talking top ropes and a steel cage fight. Dr. Love's bringing passion every Saturday night. From Nashville bars to the squared up stage, he's calling out legends, flipping the page with a cowboy hat and a wild red heart. He's been loving wrestling from the very start. Yeah. He's Dr. Love, the American cowboy, taking down hate and bringing the joy. From pile drivers to a power bomb kiss, ain't nothing sweeter than a suplex bliss. Red, white, and boots of flame. Aaron loves wrestling, riding that fame. He's breaking the rules, but he's always true. This cowboy's heart bleeds red, white, and blue. Turn up the heat when the lights go low. He's calling matches like a rodeo show with a rebel soul and a wild man's grin. If you step to the mic, you ain't gonna win. He's got love for the stories and love for the fight. Late night talks under neon lights. He'll walk that line between rough and refined. Dr. Love's got a lariat and a mastermind. Yeah, he's Dr. Love, the American cowboy, running on passion, not just a ploy. With fire in his voice and truth in his eyes, he's calling it live where the legend lies. Red, white, and boots of flame. Aaron loves wrestling, riding that fame. From the buckle to the brawl, he stands so tall. Dr. Love's here to give it his all. So raise your glass to the rebel host, to the cowboy doctor we all love most. From heartbreak heels to fan favorite cheers, he's been riding with wrestling for all these years. Dr. Love, the American cowboy. This ain't just a show, it's a power bomb blow. He rides in fast with a mic in hand, boots on the ground, he's taking a stand. Talking top ropes and a steel cage fight. Dr. Love's bringing passion every Saturday night. From Nashville bars to the squared up stage, he's calling out legends, flipping the page with a cowboy hat and a wild red heart. He's been loving wrestling from the very start. Yeah. Lights go down, the bell bell's about to ring. Aaron's in the booth talking about everything from WWE to you, classics and the rest. You know he's got the passion and he's bringing you the best. Aaron loves wrestling, feel that heat. Every finisher pop and heat.
How's it going, ladies and gentlemen? I'm back for the AEW Dynamite review. I thought it was a great show. We already got CJD in the house. That's right. Keep being strong. Will do. I always will. I appreciate you coming in. And this is the AEW Dynamite Fright Night review. I thought this was a great show. Great wrestling matches. Top to bottom. I'm going to AEW Dynamite Houston this Wednesday. I can't wait. I got front row seats, so expect some pictures, expect some videos. I want to get some signs on Monday. Get me some signs. Hopefully get my some Aaron Love's wrestling signs up, and I got a couple more signs in mind to have. So please keep watch of that. Of course, I'll be in my shirt, Aaron Loves Wrestling. And I'll be in my AEW Dynamite hat or the Cowboy hat. Yeah, I'm in Texas, so might as well. So, but AEW Dynamite Fright Night. Let's kick this off. It was a great kickoff match. It was a trick or treat tornado match, and let me tell you, it was a treat for sure. Fantastic way to open up the show. Finally got to watch it this morning. Had a long work week this week, especially on Wednesday. I didn't get home until after Dynamite ended from work, so I missed it. And I worked the next day. I worked yesterday. Been a really busy week for me and my work schedule, so that's why I'm a little behind on a lot of my reviews, and that's why I haven't been able to do some watch-alongs lately. So, but this is why. But I'm gonna get the reviews in at least if I can't do a watch-along. But this was a great. A great match to open up the show. We had Darby Allin and Orange Cassidy go against the Death Riders, Daniel Garcia and Wheeler Yuta. Again, fantastic tornado tag team match. It was a treat for sure. I enjoyed the match. Darby Allin gets the win for the team with a Scorpion Deathlock on Wheeler Yuta. He taps out. And again, Yuta's taking the losses. Yuta's been taking a lot of losses for Death Riders. So I'm curious if eventually he'll be kicked out of the group. I'm just saying. I'm wondering if he's going to be kicked out of the group eventually. He's been taking the pinfalls lately. John Moxley's looking for a new member. Didn't get with Chris Statlander, but now we might have Penelope Ford. Megan Bain. Penelope Ford is injured. Megan Bain might join the Death Riders. Maybe Penelope Ford as well. And then maybe Wheeler Yuta gets kicked out of the group. I don't know. Maybe they find a new member to replace Yuta. What? I don't know. But this was a great tag team match opening show. I give this a good A+. A+ for sure. A+ indeed. We had a fantastic tag team match to open up the show, the Tornado tag team match, and then went into the fatal, the number one contenders, fatal four-way tag team match, which this match was an A++. This match was an A++ between the Jurassic Express, Jet Speed, Young Bucks, and FTR. And again, A++ for this tag team match. All four teams brought it. Started off really good. And some great wrestling. We had some great back and forth. And Brodito are the AEW World Tag Team Champions. So they're looking on. And then you had FTR win. FTR wins. And again, this was a fantastic tag team match. I enjoyed every second of this match. FTR got the pin, and they're the new number one contenders. I'm really hoping they are putting the tag team titles on FTR. And if they are, then they'll probably be leading to the return of Adam Copeland. And we have Christian Cage and Adam Copeland return, and they win the AEW tag team titles, go on a retirement tour with the titles, and get one last tag team title reign together. So, and that way they have held WCW tag team titles, WWE, many now AEW. They've held a lot of tag team. Hopefully, they can go and get the IWGP tag team titles under their belt. So, I enjoyed this match. Again, it was A++, and I'm hoping this does lead to an FTR versus Cope and Christian match. CJD says an awesome four-way tag for number contenders. It was FTR and Young Bucks and Jet Speed Dress Express all did great. They did. So I'm also wondering, the Young Bucks losing again. And when they came out in their entrance, and Don Callis was doing their little entrance thing with how he announces everybody, he does great. But when he mentioned when he disrespected Kenny Omega, Young Bucks they didn't have a pleasant look on their face. So that now they lose again, and a lot of the interactions with Kenny Omega, I'm wondering if we're getting the Elite back. We get maybe even Hangman involved, Hangman and Page, and we get the Elite facing off against the Don Callis family. Maybe they are the ones that will end the Don Callis family. Just a thought. Hangman and Page gets involved, Young Bucks, Kenny Omega, get the Elite back, maybe even add Jack Perry in there. Get the Elite back together. Or Jack Perry and Luchasaurus, Jurassic Express. Get the Elite back together along with Jurassic Express. Face off against Don Callis family. That's a good way to end Don Callis family. Maybe even the Death Riders. I don't know. But it was really cool to see this tag team match. FTR wins. And they're one of the best tag teams in professional wrestling, FTR, in history. Seeing them win, and also going on to face for the tag team titles, and hopefully, again, they'll win, and they'll lead up to a Christian and Cope match for the tag team titles later down the road, maybe at World's End. So really, really do love it. CJD says AEW and independent wrestling atmosphere feels more like a sport, in my opinion. That's right. That is true. I love AEW, how they treat this as a sport. We get a great Don Callis summit. Everybody comes out, and you get some Rocky Romero talking. Everybody else, Don Callis. Then we get Takeshita coming out. Takeshita has become a megastar, honestly, a superstar. He's an IWGP World Champion. That championship belt looks phenomenal on him. Hopefully, this will lead to an AEW World Championship reign in the future, maybe next year. But you had him come out, and him and Takeshi Okada stare each other down. And Don Callis was trying to make peace, and he gets him to shake hands. Takeshi extends his hand out, then Okada goes to extend his too, but then he pulls it back and gives him the middle finger. And then he laughs. And Takeshi is like, oh, no. That's it. Puts down his title, and he's looking for a fight, and Don Callis holds him back. Family holds him back. Don Callis says, all right, this Saturday on Collision, which is tonight, it'll be you two in a tag team match to show the world, show everybody that you can work together, which I have a strong feeling tonight it's not. They're going to they're not going to be able to work together, and I think they're going to lose. So they're in a tag team match on Collision tonight. So he sets that up with the IWGP World Champion and Unified Champion. I think this is going to lead up to Full Gear. We'll get Takeshita versus Okada for the AEW Unified Championship. And if Takeshita wins, and he's holding both the IWGP and Unified Championship, along with having all 4 belts. Man, belt collector, next belt collector. It was great to see Bryan Danielson also in a Hechicero mask. I love that he wore that throughout the show. That's what he dressed up like. So I thought that was really cool. And I love the little AEW Bandito vignette that he did with his wrestling journey and bringing his grandma and all this stuff. It was really heartwarming and awesome to see. I enjoyed that. Seeing that segment right there. Bandito and talking about his family and stuff. So I really did enjoy that. My grandma passed on sadly a couple years ago, and I do miss her. So it was really good seeing that with Bandito. So then we get Moxley versus Kyle O'Reilly. This was a really great match, and then it led up into a double count out. I thought this was a really fantastic match. They were back and forth, and then they get outside the ring, and then you have Kyle O'Reilly having Mox in a submission, and they both get double counted out. And Riley goes in, and it's like, wait a minute, but listen to the count out, bro. And then that's when the Death Riders attack O'Reilly. Then out comes the conglomeration. They come out to the defense, and then we get the Blood and Guts announcement. We get the first Blood and Guts announcement match, and we had Mark Briscoe. Rest in peace, Jay. Mark Briscoe got the promo. I love how he hands the mic to Orange Cassidy. He's like, all right, tell him what we've been talking about. And then Orange is like, Blood and Guts. And so I thought that was great. I thought it was a great segment. Good B plus right there for me. But yeah, so it was great until the double count out. But I thought it was a great match. But the double count out really kind of, with the segment at the end, if the segment didn't happen at the end, this would have been a C for me. But with the segment at the end, we get the Blood and Guts announcement. That was a good B plus. That's why I gave it a B plus. So then we get Mercedes Moné attacking Chris Statlander backstage, and then it goes out into the ring, and Statlander gets the upper hand. But here comes Athena. Athena comes in for the assist, and I thought this was a fantastic finishing combo with Athena and Mercedes Moné. Almost says Statlander. And when she does basically the bank statement, double knees to the back, Statlander, up when she bounces up, then Athena does her finishing move on her, and then boom. I thought it was a great combination. So then we get Hayter and Amanado with their combination, the headbutt, then the Haterade, and now this. It's great that they're putting these finishing combo together as a combo, and I think this is great tag team wrestling. We had Harley Cameron and Will Nightingale come out to help Chris Statlander, and then it is announced that we'll get Will Nightingale and Harley Cameron up against Mercedes Moné and Athena next week, or this week, I should say, on Dynamite in Houston. I'm going to be there live and in person in front row. I can't wait for that. So this was a great wrestling match right here. Then it goes into this is a great segment right here. Then it goes into the wrestling match, tag team wrestling match with the Women's World Tag Team Tournament. You got Jamie Hayter and Queen Amanada against Sisters of Sin, which is Sky Blue and Julia Hart. Pause right here. What's up, Jake? How's it going? So we got this match right here, this women's tag team match with Jamie Hayter and Queen Amanada up against Julia Hart and Sky Blue. This was a fantastic A plus for me. Fantastic women's tag team wrestling. I loved it. Thought it was great. And I love that we're having this tournament. And I love that we're getting AEW women tag team titles. So I thought this was really good, really fun tag team women's tag team match. And we get Sky Blue and Julia Hart with the win. They're moving on to the next round. So it is great to see uh, that you know this tag team tournament. It's going to be great, and we're going to see an AEW Women Tag Team Champions. I think it should go to TJ. That's me. But I wouldn't mind Sisters of Sin. I wouldn't mind either Mercedes Moné or Athena. But I really think it should go with TJ because they were basically the first women's tag team in AEW, and I think it's just right for them to be the inaugural AEW Women Tag Team Champions. But if it goes to Athena and Mercedes Moné, like some are thinking, I think it might even go to the Sisters of Sin. But we'll see. We'll see. But it get a good A+ for this match. Then we get Olympia, which is a female wrestler in CMLL, and she is challenging Mercedes Moné for the CMLL Women's World Championship Saturday tonight on Collision. So will Mercedes lose? I don't know. Let me know. You think she'll lose this belt? And if so, this will be the start of her losing more championship belts. I don't know. But this is but we're gonna get that match tonight, and if so, that'd be great. We can have that belt off of her, and then maybe we'll eventually with Mercedes Moné. A lot of people have been complaining, and I understand a lot of the complaints, but in the end, this is not only going to establish her legacy and her legacy with the 12th and as Ultimo Moné. She's the first woman to do it, and she surpassed Ultimo Drago with more titles. Mercedes Moné just put in her stamp in professional wrestling history, and eventually this is going to lead up to where it's going to elevate other women and their promotions who win the titles off of her. And she's putting the spotlight on all these other promotions. And then when whichever woman defeats her for each title, it is going to put that woman over, and it's going to put a spotlight on her name. And then eventually, who knows, she might get signed somewhere because she had a match with Mercedes Moné and she won the title off of her, and a great match at that. So eventually it's going to happen, especially when it comes to AEW, because of the woman that defeats her for that. Tony Khan might be looking at this woman or many women who defeat her for these titles, like, which one can I pick to add to the AEW women's roster? So just keep that in mind. I don't mind it. I like it. So then we get backstage. We have also, Penelope Ford wearing a sling. She's injured, so she can't compete in this tag team tournament. But Megan Bayne finds a replacement, and that is Marina Shafir from the Death Riders. So we're going to get Marina Shafir and Megan Bayne on a team in this tournament. I think it's going to be great. I think they're going to be a great tag team. So we'll see how this goes. And it might lead to Penelope Ford eventually joining the Death Riders. Megan Bayne joining the Death Riders. Maybe Penelope Ford and Megan Bayne join the Death Riders. So we'll see. We'll see. CJ said that he wants Olympia to win the CML Women's title. But knowing AEW, they might have Mercedes win. Yes, that's true. It's probably what's going to happen, but we'll see. I don't know. We will see. They might have it to where she drops the belt on a AEW show, but it might be to where she drops it on a top CML show. I don't know. But then we get the main event. The number one contenders match, fatal four-way match for the AEW Men's World Championship. Who's going to face Heyman Adam Page at Full Gear for the AEW Men's World Championship? We got Bobby Lashley going up against Ricochet, going up against Samoa Joe and Hook. And I didn't know who was going to win this. I was thinking maybe Ricochet or maybe Bobby Lashley. And I know that Samoa Joe and Heyman got the thing going on, but I was just like, man, what if we get a swerve, no pun intended, and one of them win? But it didn't happen. Samoa Joe wins this match. Samoa Joe wins this match. He submits. Wins it by submission, and he cuts a promo at the end of the night, or cuts a promo after the match. And then we have this. We have Tony Schiavone in the ring in his Phantom of the Opera type Halloween costume, and all of a sudden these mascots or whatever they are come out, and then you get Samoa Joe thinking Hangman's in one of them, so they he says ops take care of them, so they take care of all these Halloween costume whatever people. He takes the one off of the Pillsbury Doughboy, Michelin Man, whatever that costume was, and it's not the Hangman. So then he cuts the promo like, "Sorry, boys, but thought you might be Hangman or something." And then he says, "Hey, man, you can't let you start to slip. Thought you'd be more creative than that." Then at the end we get Tony Schiavone saying, "Congratulations, drink a beer, celebrate for AEW." And this is for Hangman Adam Page. What a great men's world champion he is. And then he says, "Long may he reign." It goes from a Tony Schiavone voice to Hangman Adam Page. I love how they did that. Love how Hangman was lipping everything and then Tony Schiavone was speaking in the mic. And I love how they did it. And once he said, "Long may he reign," and then he lifts the mask up, and it's him. He hits the bottle. He kicks the ops in the balls. Hit Samoa Joe with the beer bottle, and he hits the buckshot lariat on Samoa Joe. Long live the reign of Hangman Adam Page as AEW Men's World Champion. I am stoked that he's still the champ. I am a huge Hangman fan. He is my favorite. I give not only the match an A++, but the segment at the end A++. And I give AEW a great A show. It was a great A show for me. I thought this was great. But this was a good way to end AEW, and it's a good way to lead up to AEW Full Gear. Right now we got set up for AEW Full Gear, Hangman Adam Page versus Samoa Joe, for the AEW Men's World Championship. Chris Statlander facing Mercedes Moné for the AEW Women's World Championship. And then we also have the tag team, AEW Men's Tag Team titles on the line. Brody King, and Bandito going up against FTR. So Full Gear is looking stacked already. I would imagine we'll also have the AEW Women's Tag Team Champions crowned at Full Gear. So that will probably be added to the card. TNT title, I believe, will also be on the line. And I believe we're also getting Takeshita versus Okada for the AEW Unified Championship. Again, great show on Dynamite. I loved it, enjoyed it. Great matches from start to finish. We had some great segments. Again, gave AEW overall A score for Dynamite. So that is my review of AEW Dynamite. Let me know what you think in the comments. I enjoyed AEW Dynamite Fright Night. AEW Collision Fright Night is tonight. Got a good card for that as well. We got Takeshita and Okada teaming up. Hopefully they'll get along. Mercedes Moné putting her CMLL Women's Championship on the line against Olympia from CMLL. And there's some other matches tonight as well. So I cannot wait. It's going to be a great Collision. We got Saturday night's main event and Collision tonight. So I cannot wait. And then this Wednesday, Dynamite in Houston. I'm going, so keep watch out for me on Dynamite on TV. Let me know when you see me. Tag me, all that on socials. Let me know. I can't wait. Again, it's going to be fun. It's my first Dynamite, my first AEW Dynamite. I've been to Collision. Of course, I went to All in Texas, my first pay-per-view. And then now I'm going to Dynamite. Not only am I going to Dynamite, but I got front row seats. So I'm stoked. I can't wait. No pun intended. Stoked. But I'm stoked. I'm happy. I can't wait. I'm going to enjoy it. If you're going, let me know in the comments. Let me know on X/Twitter. Let me know on Instagram, wherever you follow me, and maybe we can hook up and we can get some pictures. So let me know if you're going to be at that show too. That's my AEW Dynamite review. Thank y'all for watching. Again, great show. We got great Collision tonight. Let me know what y'all think in the comments. I am riding out. Have a blessed weekend. And just remember, everyone, love professional wrestling.
Lights go down, the bell's about to ring. Aaron's in the booth, booth talking about everything from WWE to you, classics and the rest. You know he's got the passion and he's bringing you the best. Aaron loves wrestling, feel